The Whirlpool Masters is back, and it's come back to a familiar home, Gibraltar. The defending champion lines up alongside previous winners to make this one of the biggest events in the 9-ball calendar. In this unique setting, 16 of the world's best are chasing the Masters title. The opening round is underway and two big names are through to the quarterfinals. Ralph Souquet has claimed this title a record-breaking 6 times. His last win coming back in 2011, and in round 1 he faced the man who claimed the title in 2012, Karl. The early exchanges were dominated by the German, who took the opening rack and didn't relinquish the lead until he crossed the finishing line. Niels Fine, who won the title back in 2013, made a winning start here in the Victoria Stadium. He faced the 2005 winner Raj Hundal. Fine gave little away in this winner breaks format, restricting his opponent to just 2 racks. Confirmation of that opening result and the final match in this session, the intriguing clash between the defending champion David Alcaide and Englishman Karl. The winner will take on Souquet in the quarterfinals. The format is simple throughout this tournament. Each match a race to 8 racks with the winner breaking. There's a 30-second shot clock in operation, but a single extension can be taken per rack.
Have a good one.
I'm delighted to say that in the commentary box with me now is Jason Shaw, who came so close to lifting the trophy here last year, denied by the man who's lagging at the moment, trying to get the break off in the very first rack, David Alcaide. Welcome, Jason.
David Alcaide wins the lot.
Hi there, Phil. How are you doing?
Very good, thanks. It's been a good start to the tournament, and I think this is a really interesting nightcap, as they say in the States.
Yeah, it's been a long day. You know, the last couple of matches took a little bit longer, but we're in for an exciting match here.
One thing we've noticed as the evening's gone on, the break, there's a whole variety of outcomes, isn't there?
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of clusters after the break. Not a lot of really great opportunities. As you can see here, the 3 balls tied up. Ooh.
You've gone back to defend titles on countless occasions, Jason. Any extra pressure when you're the defending champion?
Yeah, of course, everybody's expecting you to, you know, come with the goods, but there's a lot of pressure being the defending champion. You know, David's definitely going to feel a little bit pressure, and Karl's obviously knows that himself. I spoke to him before the match. He's going to feel a little bit comfortable though, because he's sort of on his home turf, as they say.
Yes, born and raised in Malaga, which is just up the coast here. Now lives in northern Spain.
Tough shot here. Oh, very nice.
He's one of those players, Karl, he seems to relish the big occasion, feels very much at home centre stage.
Yeah, he definitely loves the big stage. He plays good in all the big events, you know, that Matchroom have. He's got a really good record.
Extension code.
He can't cut this ball in the corner. He's going to scratch in the side. I think he's going to try and bank it around the table and stun the cue ball. Oh, wow. Great shot that is.
And then followed by one that wasn't so great.
Yeah, I feel like he de-accelerated on that ball a little bit there, Phil. David's been playing pretty good the last year and a half. I think he, I don't know, I think he's been training a lot more. I spoke to him at the Moscone Cup and he's putting a lot more practice in on the table. It's shown in his game.
Yes, with a 5-man team for the Moscone Cup these days and European pool absolutely full of talent, to get into the team is an achievement. He was there in 2017 and he played very nicely, as you all did.
Yeah, he played, we all played good as a team, you know, but we all played good as individuals as well, so.
Well, there it is. Alcaide, the defending champion, gets off to a very good start. 1-0 up. But it was all about a mistake from Karl Boys after brilliance. So this was the good. Following up the bad.
Yeah, he missed it by quite a bit.
And so Alcaide stepped in, tidied up, and drew first blood.
Thank you. Second rack. David Alcaide break, leading by 1 rack 2-0.
David has a lot of fans here tonight. No good.
Foul shot.
Well, they call it a roadmap, don't they? An easy run out. You'd take about 30 seconds to do this, Jason.
Well, you know, the 4-ball looks a little bit... I don't know if the 4-ball passes the 6. Looks a little bit tight on the screen here. Maybe he's going to draw up past the side. Shoot it in the right-hand corner. If it doesn't go. It's no good.
Well, if it was a roadmap, he's taken the wrong turn. The sat-nav is broken down.
Yeah, it stopped working. Yeah, that wasn't a great shot by Karl there. I watched the last couple of matches, Phil, and the table looks a little bit slower than normal.
Yes, definitely, without any shadow of doubt. I think with the atmospherics we've had today, almost constant rain and some very heavy wind, humidity in the extreme, I think it's only understandable.
Yeah. That worked out pretty nice. I think he only has a kick shot.
Extension code.
Alcaide wasted no time in calling his extension here. Knew that he got to walk back to get the jump cue anyway. And when you've got a complex shot like this, the extension is very much called for. Although now, Boys has his second opportunity.
Yeah, as I say again, roadmap. I think he's. I think he'll get out this time. I don't think there won't be any more mistakes from Karl in this wreck. I don't think.
Starting out on the road to try and achieve what would be the Matchroom Triple Crown. He's been involved in many a winning Moscone Cup team. Together with Darren Appleton, he partnered up for an English victory in the World Cup of Pool in 2014. And now he would love to achieve individual success here in the World Masters.
Yeah, he's definitely, as I said earlier, he does play great in the Matchroom events. He seems to relish the moment.
And also coming off the back of a victory back in England in the GB 9-ball tour last weekend.
Yeah, I seen that last weekend. I don't think he lost a game. I think he won both events. But that wasn't a great shot there. As we said earlier, the table does look slow. That shot looked as if it just died off the second cushion. Nice shot. Nice.
He's a shot maker, Karl, boys. He showed there the double on the 8-ball was bold and accurate. Then the 9 followed, and as a result, the scores are tied. The first couple of racks have been shared.
Welcome back to Gibraltar for day one of the World Pool Masters. Karl boys levelled the score just before the break, but David Alcaide hit back in the third rack. The break was dry, allowing the defending champion to run out the rack. That wasn't the case in the fourth, where misses on the 9 allowed boys to once again level the match. Earlier on, Ralph Souquet won his opening match, followed by an impressive performance from Niels Feyen. But back to Alcaide against boys. This is now the fifth.
Another dry break.
And as we saw in the first match this evening between Ralph Souquet and Karol Skaversky, neither player can seem to build on any momentum.
Yeah, it seems like every rack seems to be tough rack to break, and when the balls come out, it's like a little tricky layouts. See? Some unforced errors here in the last few racks.
I suppose in this kind of situation, Jason, what you've got to tell yourself out there is sometimes you can't always win pretty. You just got to grind it out.
Sometimes when you win, not playing your best, it sort of spurs you on a little bit in your next couple of matches if you get through it. You know, I think David just needs to try and settle down a little bit more. Try and compose himself a little bit better on the longer shots. Nice shot from Karl. I think the last game would give Karl a lot of confidence. A little tap on the table there from Karl just to say nice shot. We're going to see another safety here. I don't think he can get through to this 2-ball past the 4. Looks tight. Maybe he can. Yeah, he's kicking it. That opened everything up, that shot. The big shot in this rack fills the 4-ball to the 5-ball. He needs to either get pretty straight on it to draw straight back to the between the 6 and the 9 to get to the 5, or he has to. Yeah, I think he's going to just draw straight up. I don't think he's got the angle to draw back. Gonna follow it 2 rails. Nice shot.
It was, considering that he was forced to hit that so much harder than he normally would.
Yeah, and I think he was scared when the cue ball was coming and flicking the 9-ball, scratching the corner there. As I said, I think the last game gave him a little bit more confidence going forward in the match. You've seen David having a couple of opportunities to win the game.
Yes, and on the other side of the coin, I think it must have eroded Alcaide's confidence.
Yeah. You know, it's still early in the match. Anything can happen, a race to 8. But looking at both players, I think Karl looks more settled than David does. Well, that was a good safety by Karl, and they win the game by it.
Yes, and for the first time, Boys is in front. He was 1-0 and 2-1 down. And now he leads by 3 racks to 2. So that's the tail of the tape so far. Karl Boys needs to improve one thing. It's a glaring problem so far. He's broken in 2 racks and he's had 2 dry breaks. That is not the recipe for success at the highest level of 9-ball pool, Jason.
No, it's not. The breaks, so, you know, it's one of the most important things in the game, to be honest. And yeah, as you said, Karl needs to find something or find a new spot on the table where he's going to try and do something different. Oh, breaking from dead center. He's had enough. He's hoping. You're going to see the 9-ball move here. Watch the 3-ball come off the back rail, hit the 9. Nothing again.
Well, the adjustment did not work. In fact, it's worked for Alcaide.
Yeah, I'm surprised he went to the middle of the table. I think from the middle of the table, you're just hoping to make a ball, make something happen.
You'd be smacking your lips here, Jason.
Yeah, I think the 4-ball he has to play a combination on the 5. I don't think the 4 goes anywhere, or it's tough to get on it, should I say. There's only one pocket I can see for the 4-ball.
Code.
And it's down where the 7 and the 9 is. Maybe it doesn't even go in there. I think everything else after that's it's pretty easy.
And the way he's looked at this, Alcaide has highlighted the same snag that Jason spotted immediately. But this is a combination he should make.
Yeah, it's not straight, so he has to just draw it a little bit and make the 4-ball come down the table maybe about 3 inches, maybe 2 inches, and draw the cue ball a little bit. It's not as straight as you think it is. It's like a little draw shot. Oh, he hit it hard. That was the wrong shot.
And now, for boys, no problems whatsoever.
No. That wasn't... I didn't think that was the right shot there. This is just going to give Karl more confidence. He just has to sort his break out, Phil.
Well, on several occasions over the years, the defending champion has come back to the World Masters and lost first time up. I'm just wondering whether that list is going to be added to.
Yeah, I think the only guy to come back and defend it is Shane Van Boen. Yes.
Alex Laley came very close in the early years. He won it one year and then was a runner-up the following year.
Yeah.
It's such a tough tournament to win on one occasion, let alone two.
Yeah, of course it is. It's, you know, 16 great champions, and every match is a nail-biter. Karl looks like he's got a little spring in his step.
So there it is. Karl Boys takes a 4-2 lead. And in this race to 8, don't need to be a mathematical genius to know he's halfway to the ultimate goal of getting through into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna kick on from here a little bit, Phil. I've known Karl a long time, and I can tell he looks like he's a little bit more relaxed now.
Something that Karl's not happy with. It's certainly not the scoreline.
Yeah. No, I think I don't know.
If you're just joining us, he was 2-1 down, and he's won the last 3 racks. He's 36 years of age. They call him Box Office. He's a real character. Always good fun to be around. The career highlight for him, certainly individually, was winning the WPA World 8-Ball Championship in 2010.
Yeah, I think he won that final over Neil's Fine, Hill. I think I watched that live. I wasn't at that tournament. I watched that from home. We're going to see another dry break here.
You just said watched it from home. People might be watching this thinking, where's that accent? It's a real hybrid now, isn't it? You've got the accent from Connecticut mixing in with the Scottish brogue.
Yeah, it's so weird because when I go back home for a few days, I'm totally Scottish again. But moving to the States, it's not just like it's changed straight away. It's got to speak different to people, you know, because I'm speaking so quick, they don't understand me. So, yeah, it's definitely changed my accent a little bit, living in the States.
Not just living over there, prospering.
Yeah, true. Very true. It's been a fun ride. I see a jump shot here. Jump safety here. He didn't get it, but he tied the 2-ball up. Might see a bank shot here onto the 9. He's looking at it. If this doesn't turn out good, could be dreadful. There we go.
Going ahead.
That's a WCS, worst case scenario.
Yeah, that was, I think that was wasn't a great shot to go for, especially being 4-2 down. Got to try and fight, grind it out, and get that extra point on the board.
And instead, all he left was a pretty straightforward 1-9 combination. And the Karl boys roller coaster and juggernaut is very much on the up. He now leads by 5 racks to 2, 4 racks on the trot. For Karl boys, it was 1-9 and all is fine. A well-judged combination, a very swift rack.
8. Karl boys break.
I think 1 4 racks on the trot. He's firmly in command here against the title holder, the beleaguered title holder, David Alcaide. Boys leads 5-2, 3 more required for a quarter-final place in the Mansion Bet Whirlpool Masters of 2018. Pretty scratched.
Foul shot.
Oh.
Low in hand.
He got lucky there. The 4 ball just comes up and sits right next to the 1 and makes it very difficult to get shape on the 2. I think we're going to see another snooker shot here, a little safety. And see the cue ball behind the 4 ball here. And the stop his cue ball right there. Send the 1 ball down past the 3 maybe. Yeah.
Coming from Britain, we know that shot is a snooker.
Yeah.
In the States, they call it a hook.
Yep, yeah, they do. That there was a pretty standard snooker safety shot.
The other big terminology difference is that we call it a rest and they call it a bridge.
Yeah, and we say
Extension
also
code.
we say spin on the cue ball and draw the cue ball. Lots of different sayings. In England, we say screw back, or in Scotland.
And they say drawback.
Yep. I think he's on. Gonna go 1 rail. Kick this. Wow. Hit it good. It's a nice hit. Didn't leave too much. I think we might see another safety here. Cue ball in behind the 9. Oh, overspin it.
Just a little clumsy.
Yeah, it was a big target there.
Symptomatic of the way the match has gone for him. It's been a nightmare so far, really.
Yeah, it's not been his best match. Now he's in trouble. I think David's gonna have to kick from this bottom rail here and try and draw the cue ball past the 7. He's gonna jump it. This is very difficult jump shot.
Extension code.
I think he doesn't have a. I think he's jumped massé around this. He hit it. That was a good jump shot there. Karl's just going to make this ball in the corner and slide off the side rail, down for the 2. Underhit it.
That's been the recurring positional misjudgment from all of the players this evening, just under-hitting the white.
Yeah, it's got a lot to do with the humidity, as you said earlier, Phil. A lot of rain outside. Oof.
The worst we ever had on the snooker tour was a tournament in Thailand many years ago in the 90s when we played right in the middle of the rainy season in a hotel right next to the Chao Phraya River, and the table was like sludge.
I can imagine. You know, that's why, you know, the guys from, you know, overseas, they play in a lot of crazy conditions, and I think that's why they're so good when they come overseas. You know, the conditions in like Philippines and stuff like that is crazy.
You can just see him out there growing in self-belief with every passing rack.
Yeah, he's definitely picked up on David's mistakes and used it and give himself a little bit more confidence. This is a tricky shot. I'm sitting right behind it and I can see he's so straight. He just has to stop it. Take his medicine. He's going to have to just stun this in and leave the cue ball about 3 or 4 inches to the right of the 7. Yeah, this is tough. Great shot. Wow.
I'll tell you what, the pace he hit that, it's a good job the pocket was there. The ball might have ended up in Morocco.
Yeah, he hit that pretty hard. I was surprised he played it like that, but his confidence is obviously pretty high, so he's feeling good.
Well done, Karl, boys. A very impressive clearance. And the defending champion is looking more and more vulnerable. Boys leads by 6 racks to 2. He needs only 2 more to go through. Alcaide has got big problems.
Yeah, Karl looks very comfortable now, and you know, it's another thing. Obviously, 6-2 up, but he's not had any balls on the break, and he scratched one time too.
This was a cracking shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a great shot. As I said, that the shot before it, I would have just stunned that ball over to the rail a little bit. But he's winning 5-2, so he's got a lot of confidence in himself now.
Well, I suppose you could say for the man they call box office, that was just the ticket.
Yeah.
Karl break, leading by 6 racks to 2.
Maybe he can try and find something on the break now. Nothing again. Wow.
Considering the way that the break-off of boys has malfunctioned in this match, the scoreline is actually remarkable.
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself there. I'm saying he's not made a ball on the break. He's scratched on one of his breaks and he's still winning 6-2. So, you know, obviously it tells you a little bit about David's performance too. It's not been the best. He had a big window there and came really short.
The winner of this plays that man, Ralph Souquet, who's got a record 6 World Masters titles on his CV. Souquet, to start things off this evening, defeated Karl from Poland by 8 racks to 4.
Extension code.
It's going to have to cut this in, Phil, with a little bit of English and go up and down the table. Try and miss the 8-ball. It's not easy. Yeah, he hit it good. Played that with a lot of English there. He needs this game badly here. Keep himself in it and keep Karl off the hill. Nice shot.
The march of Karl boys looks like being arrested.
Yeah, just looking at David sitting in his chair for the last few racks, you know, but looking at him now, he looks like he sort of said to himself, you know what, let's go. I'm 6-2 down. Just let my arm loose, and you know, because he looked a little bit tight at the start of the match, and it obviously showed a little bit too.
Well, it certainly worked there, that philosophy. He'd been the victim of what they call a 5-spot. Boys had won 5 racks on the trot, but now Alcaide with renewed hope. There's no doubt about that.
Welcome back to the World Pool Masters, and in this first round match, Karl Boys looks to be on course to dispose of the defending champion David Alcaide. He leads 6-3, just 2 away from the win. Commentary for this match comes from Jason Shaw and Phil Yates.
He was the World Pool Masters champion 12 months ago in this very venue, and he's won a couple of Euro Tour events. Lots of participants in those, sometimes over 200 players. And to win them is a very tough task.
Yeah, it's a tough tournament to win. I haven't won any of them. I've been beaten finals and semi-finals, and you know, there's so many great players in Europe. It's just a very tough tournament. And he's did pretty well to win a couple of them. There's 2 balls tied up. It's got a clear shot on the 1, but got no shot for the 2 ball. I like potting this ball, Phil. Sliding the cue ball past the 4, and then kicking the 2 ball from the bottom rail and sticking them behind the 8. Missed it.
The technique there, the jumpiness, was reminiscent of when he missed the 9 ball in rack number 4.
Yeah, he had the same movement on the same shot. He actually missed it by that much. His cue ball probably travelled about 8 inches more than it should have done. Nice easy safety there by Karl. It's not a major mistake because the 2 ball's still tied up. He's still got hope. I don't think that's what he played, but he'll take it. I think he was trying to hit it on the other side. Karl's just going to put the cue ball behind the 4. Going for the bank shot in the corner. Behind the 7. Wow, that slowed up a lot.
At the risk of repetition, we must make the point that this table is definitely playing much slower than they normally do.
Oh yeah, that ball looked like it was going to go way behind the 7.
Extension code.
I think Karl's going to try and bank the 1 down the table and put the cue ball behind the 4 again. Oh, he's hit that too hard.
The configuration of the balls, though, in particular the 2 and the 8, mean that this is a rack that's tough to work out at the moment.
You might see the 9 ball going in here, Phil. No, we hit it using 9 ball as a stopper. Nice shot.
Well, David Alcaide is certainly not lacking support. He had a cheering section in here last year, and they're back again this time, hoping for an identical result.
Karl needs to try and just slow roll this ball here and try and bump the 2 and get the cue ball off the rail and just stuck behind the 8. That's his plan here. Ooh.
Can I have a replay for this one? I think it's okay.
I thought he hit the 8 ball first.
Yeah.
Desislava Boshilova, our referee, who's excellent, by the way. She's making a really good impression on the snooker circuit at the moment. She's asking for the replay. She wasn't quite sure herself, and so she's doing the right thing, asking for the replay, just to get it clear in her mind what the decision is.
No. Good shot.
Yep.
It's good.
It's okay.
That's a good shot. It looked like it hit the 8, but it didn't. Don't think it did.
No, you're right. I thought initially it made contact with the 8 ball first. Having seen it from that angle.
Yeah, I think seeing it from that angle it is. Yeah, looking from that angle it definitely is. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, after looking at it from the second angle, going straight in, it definitely hit the 8 ball first for sure. It looked weird though. It looked like the 8 didn't move at the first time.
Well, VAR comes to pool.
Yeah. I think he can see this ball. I think David was scared there to maybe double hit the cue ball. Oh, wow. Very nice shot. I think he's going to try and go for the 9. It's a two-way shot. wow. I don't think David has a shot here, you know that? I think the 6 ball's jamming him. Yeah, I'm looking at it, and
Yeah, you do have.
he can only see about
Extension code.
half a ball. And the 9 ball looks a little bit further up on the side rail than... Yes, this is difficult. This ball might hang up. Told you.
I thought for a second the cue ball might just nestle in behind the 7, but even that doesn't occur for Alcaide. Things are not going well for him at all.
No, and it looks like Karl's going to get on the hill now.
Yes, in the shadow of the rock here in Gibraltar, Karl Boys is on the hill. He leads by 7 racks to 3. He's put together a couple of very, very significant combos. And now the defending champion is in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, he's, you know, he played that shot there on the 4 ball, 2-way shot. It was very lucky to leave the 9 where it was. But, you know, he's playing good, and David's obviously made a few mistakes. And when you don't take your chances, the game punishes you sometimes. Oh, well, there you go. Karl's on the hill, and he makes 2 balls on the brick. First time he's made a ball.
And considering the scoreline, that is impeccable timing.
Yeah, it usually happens. You know, you can't make a ball, and then all of a sudden things are going your way and balls start dropping.
Extension code.
I see a good shot here, 2 rails. Oh, wow. I thought he was going to draw up the table, but he could pinch it. I was sitting here thinking that he couldn't pinch that ball. Yeah, but that was a great shot. Another good shot.
And it looks as though the one thing that's going to be the common factor with all of the evening's winners, all Mosconi Cup stalwarts.
Yeah, he's looked pretty good in this match from about 3-2 after David missed the 9 a couple of times. This match was that was a big changing point.
So what a difference a year makes for David Alcaide. 12 months ago, he was lifting the trophy. He was full of emotion. A career highlight. Tonight, having led early on, he just couldn't cope with Karl Boys, who in the end ran out a very convincing 8-3 winner.
A big win for Karl Boys, who now lines up to take on the legendary Ralph Souquet in the quarter-finals. Earlier on, the German came through against Karol Skwerski. The only other match in this session saw Niels Fine triumph against Raj Hundal. In the other half of the draw, some mouth-watering clashes involving some of the biggest names, not just in the history of the Masters, but also on a world stage. Shane Van Boning and Earl Strickland feature alongside Pagaline and Laley, all of whom have won this title and all who will be challenging for the World Pool Masters title in 2018.